boom, 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 boom. Oh, I can set this up a little higher. Peace. Wait, no, Wordsworth. He said, nice chess move with Kwame. What'd I do? Is this good, pimp? I wanted to ask you, did you, have you encountered Sean Bowen? I was down there with him at a point in time. I was in Philly with him at a point in time. Let me take care of this business, though.
Yo, what
Peace.
up? What up?
Peace.
What's going down,
What's
brother?
good?
I'm good.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here.
Um, you got all of these accreditations and shit. What do I refer to you as?
I'm Wordsworth, man. That's what everybody knows.
That's you not doctor anything.
Not yet. Nah, not yet, man. Not yet.
You working on it. Why don't you give my viewers, because it's been a minute. A lot of my demographic, they're a little younger. Why don't you give them a introduction, tell them who you are, give them a little bit about your background, and then I'll just interject from there.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Yeah. What up, y'all? My name is Wordsworth. Part of the group Punchline and Wordsworth. Part of the Lyricist Lounge albums. Also the Lyricist Lounge TV show. One of the co-creators of that show. And down with the group EMC with me, Master Ace, and Strickland as well. And so I just been, and also, I was on the Tribe Called Quest Love Movement album as well. So I just been doing it for a while. And you might have heard me from other things. If you're younger, you probably heard me on some cartoon things and so on and so forth. But yeah, check me out, man. Wordsworth, Brooklyn, New York is where I'm from. And yeah, man, find out some
When
things
you
about
said
what I got going on.
when you said cartoons, let's talk about that for a minute. You did some voiceovers?
No, I actually did some music on the cartoon. So SpongeBob, SpongeBob SquarePants, movie soundtrack. A lot of this is Prince Paul. Me and Prince Paul, he's the one that recruited me to do some of these things. So we first did, I believe we first did Dexter's Hip Hop Laboratory. So Dexter's Laboratory Hip Hop CD, and then wound up doing the SpongeBob movie. And right now you can actually go on Netflix and go on Peabody and Sherman, Season 1, Episode 2, and you'll see me rapping as myself as a cartoon, me and Prince Paul as cartoon. So, yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. You're always in the right place at the right time when it comes to the productions. Why don't you, I want to ask you this from the door anyway. How were you selected to appear on the Lyricist Lounge show?
All right, so there was a Lyricist Lounge showcase, and me and Punchline were performing. And then, we got notoriety from that, and that's how actually Q-Tip had found us for the Love Movement album. The Lyricist Lounge show actually got created by us recording the actual sessions for the interludes in the Firehouse Studios, and it was like 30 MCs there. So at one point,
hold on, Wordsworth. Y'all was recording interludes for the Love Movement album?
No, for the Lyricist Lounge album. My bad.
Okay, for the album, for the project. Okay, so it started out as a project.
Yeah, started out as a Lyricist Lounge album. Right.
Okay.
So the Lyricist Lounge were doing interludes. So if you ever get the Lyricist Lounge Volume 1, there's like interludes with different people rhyming at different times. So it was about 30 of us in the studio, and you can't have a whole bunch of MCs in there without somebody wanting to rhyme. It just can't happen, man. So
right.
My boys Wise Guy and Gaston, they always had the radio, always had a beat, and always had a camera. This is back then. And
okay.
So when the camera's going around with the music, everybody's kind of on that vibe of rhyming, but I'm thinking, how can I do something to top? That's what we thinking about. How can I do something different when the camera get to me? So when the
Okay.
camera got to me, I acted like I was doing a tutorial video for people at home to learn how to rhyme. And I was teaching them how to rhyme and acting like the wall was the board. And then everybody else started throwing questions at me and I started answering them in rhyme. So now that's a sketch going on. So then that
Okay.
wound up becoming like the Professor Wordsworth videotape. And then that tape kind of caught fire on its own of like, yo, you seen this video cassette? And then a guy named fella named Jake Septimus one day that was down with the lounge at the time, he hit me up. He like, yo, I saw this tape you got right here, man. This could be a TV show. I was like, yeah, brushed it off. I'm that young. I'm like,
Right.
how am I thinking TV when back then we were thinking record deal all the time?
Yeah.
Right? So how am I skipping that? Because to us, we know record deal, then you become movie star, TV. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the
Right.
order, pretty much. So
Right.
he hit me with that, and I was like, all right, man, you let me know when it's going to be a TV show. I'll be back. So within like a matter of weeks, they wound up getting a pilot, a possibility to get a pilot audition. And then Danny Castro and Anthony Marshall, who own the lounge, they recruited me, Master Fool, Baby Power, and they, put us together to write a sketch. And then we flew to California. We did an audition at House of Blues on a Friday. Monday, we got greenlit for a pilot. And then we, wound up getting a TV show, man. But that's how it started, man, for me doing a freestyle, just trying to think of
Damn.
how can I do something different, and that's how it is.
Okay. All right. You said back then y'all aspirations was to get an actual record deal, and
Yeah,
y'all kind of leapfrogged the record deal and went straight to
right.
mainstream television. What was it like? Did people, like your peers who might have had record deals, did they prefer to be in y'all situation at the time?
I don't think so, because like I think it was so new that I don't even know if they wanted to take a chance yet. Because remember, we're when we get the show, we're doing episodes. We got to do the pilot first. Then the pilot got to
Right.
get greenlit. Once they got greenlit for a certain amount of episodes, we're calling people up. Yo, you should come through. But then again, it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna come through. I never seen this. I don't know what y'all doing. So
Right.
it was kind of like a little leery. Like people was kind of leery on it, to be real. Like, I don't know, man. I don't want to embarrass myself, look crazy.
So who was one of y'all early acquisitions that helped y'all solidify the reputation of the program? Who?
Really, man, it was just I think one of the main sketches that really helped take it off was like having Most come on there. When people saw me and Most do the ledge, when they see me and Most do the
I was
ledge,
gonna say that, man. Hold on, stop.
yeah, that
I
was
didn't
it
want
though.
to be wrong, right?
That's it.
Did the ledge start out as a bank robbery?
Now the bank robbery was actually the first sketch we ever wrote though. Now,
Okay.
and when we wrote that, it's so crazy, man. When like, you know how like you watch a movie now, we hear music now, everything is the final version. So when you get,
Yeah.
man, just being there, remember we got a TV show on the lines, millions of dollars on the line, dudes just coming
Right.
from their blocks, and and now you thinking of this first sketch. How do I write this and not seem corny? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, because back then we was kind of backpack era, so it was like bars heavy. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. So we wrote the first one, and I think we were kind of like we was writing the heist joint, and we was kind of like, I don't know about that. Then we was like, yo, man, just write it the way you write it. We just was like, yo, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then we just made
Right.
sure that it was easy to digest for the world, because that's the mindset. I'm like, all right, now I could be writing. This ain't for my album. This
Mm-hmm.
me out on the street rhyming and open mic and all that. These bars got to be digested from the newborns to the grandparents. If you want
Yeah.
if you want to be large and known, if it can't be written, but has to maintain the integrity of of cleverness. So we made sure that when we wrote the bars, it was still fire. So even to this day, if you watch the heist, the bars is always gonna be crazy.
All right. So the ledge, that was a suicide attempt. He was gonna jump. Was
And
that
I'm the negotiator.
all right? That's the best. I didn't want to be wrong the whole time we've been up here, man. I've been replaying that shit in my mind, and I'm like, I know for a fact that they was killing that shit on the ledge. So that was you and Most Def.
Right.
I gotta go watch that shit, man.
And there's two
I gotta
versions
go
of that.
watch it and get, huh?
There's two versions of it. So
Is it?
yeah,
it
there's the first episode is the one with me and Mos on the ledge is written. Then there's another, I think the last episode of that first season is me and Mos on the ledge again, but it's off the top of the dome.
did y'all do it off of a beat?
Well, we didn't do it off of a beat, man. There's a little trick to putting these things together a little bit, man. But we wrote it to a beat. Let me just say that, you know.
It sounded melodic, like when y'all was kicking it. I mean, I seem
Yeah,
like I remember bopping with y'all and shit.
yeah. But it's kind of like, you know, I'll say this, you know, for those that don't know TV or whatever the case may be, the tracks when we did it the first season, you could actually remix it if we wanted to,
Right.
even though we're rapping live. So for those that don't know, that's really just a metronome that doesn't get picked up on TV. So
Yeah.
you rhyming over that, you really rhyming to no beat. So nobody even
Damn,
really knew that. There's no beat.
that's crazy. So
Yeah.
after nobody ever filled the shoes of that performance. It's a little foggy to me, but I remember that was the one. That was the one. How was the rest of the
Yeah.
you mentioned Master Fool and Baby Power. How did when did Thurston come along?
Thurston came second season.
Okay.
But
How many
yeah,
seasons
but
did y'all
Thurston,
get off?
we got 2 seasons.
2 seasons. Okay.
Yeah. So Thurston, ironically though, the crazy thing is people don't know Thurston actually was out there in Cali with us for like at least I would say almost the entire first season. But at that time, because him and Fool are so tight, and where we were living at was a big mansion, we was having everybody come out and just chill. So Thirst was
Right.
out there just chilling, absorbing the process. And then second season, we had to decide on, adding people to the cast and things like that. And we was like, yo, we need to bring Thirst out on the second season. You know what I'm saying? So we brought
Right.
Thirst out in the second one.
No doubt. Why wasn't it renewed? I was on the ropes about how I felt about it. I
Right.
felt that all of the sketches weren't good. Like
Yeah.
some of them, I felt some of them were like cheesy or corny. I
Yeah.
do remember that bank job. I remember the bank, and I remember that being on the ledge. But I think some people kind of looked at it like it might have been a pop situation. Were y'all pop? Were
Yeah.
y'all early form of pop television?
Nah, you know what? If the executive producer they hired to help put the show together was Claude Brooks. So
Okay.
let's look at it like this. We're pitching this sketch comedy show, the sketch show of rapping. That's what we were pitching at that time. There were no other sketches involved when you're auditioning for what you got an idea for a show. It's rap sketches. So they hired Claude Brooks, and Claude Brooks had to think of how can I make a show for people that don't like rapping only. How do we bring the people that don't like rapping to see watching maybe a regular sketch, kind of, let's say, a little Saturday Night Live type joint, but
Okay, so y'all had to implement a little comedy.
oh, you broke up. Yeah. So the idea is what works in the mainstream, from him already having a background doing Claude's Crib and other things and knowing some hip hop, how do we bring this to the mainstream, right? Because you just can't really just come out rhyming a whole bunch of rap. Let's try to get some people to be involved with it from another level. So it was helping emerge a new audience that wasn't familiar with rap too at that time. So that what was dope about it. But I did hear the same thing that most people really like the rap sketches, which is fine. But when you're dealing with TV, they're trying to find the formula. They're trying to figure out how do we sell this, to whatever the case may be. So, some of the sketches, the regular sketches, didn't hit like that. You know what I'm saying? For people, because a lot of people was anticipating it. But a lot of people at the end of the day like the freestyle. That was the highest rated part of the show. So
Oh, at the end?
the end, yeah. Everybody waited for the end a lot of the time.
Yeah, the end was crazy. Who were some of the guests that y'all had on at the end?
So we had Snoop killed it. We had the Brat killed it. We had who we had? Of course, most we had Erica Badu. Man, who else we had at the end? We had Crazy Bone, I believe, on there. Big Boy from the radio. Man, we had pretty much anybody that performed on the show. We had at the end of the show. MC Light, I believe, was on there. I mean, as far as the ends, so it's just whoever performed on the show that day. You did the freestyle segment at the end too.
Was y'all able to take that on tour after it left?
Yeah.
Network?
Yeah. We actually did a tour after that. We did a Lyricist Lounge tour. And what was dope about it was I had people that would come up to me, like if I'm signing an autograph, there were people I'm signing autographs for that knew me before the TV show. And it would be people actually saying, yo, don't sign that person autograph. They only here because you're on TV. I knew you before the TV show. So it was like kind of wild to see that, there's some people that knew me before that really didn't respect the new audience. So it kind of gives you a glimpse into how it works,
No doubt. They saying the jail sketch. I seem like I remember that too.
Big Boy, that's no, that's CeeLo. CeeLo is the jail sketch. Yeah, that's crazy.
CeeLo Green.
CeeLo Green is the jail sketch. And what's crazy about the jail sketch is if you watch the show and pay attention to the way we wrote the show, there's a lot of things we did in there to pay homage, which is so dope that even when we wrote it, CeeLo read it and loved it even more because that verse, the way we're flowing, is actually UTFO, Roxanne. So if you when you hear the rhyme, she had a single Terry and a Mary. I met you when a you know what I'm saying? So CeeLo, when he read it, he was like, "Yo, this is crazy." Being a fan of the culture, we were trying to do things like that leaving those little Easter eggs and those things that pay homage to the culture and stuff like that. But it was dope when artists would come on and respect what we wrote for them and be like, "Yo, this is crazy."
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Hold on. Y'all, whenever y'all would write a sketch, whatever y'all wrote, whatever dialogue that y'all wrote, the artist would have to go ahead and recite those lines.
Yeah, we wrote.
So
we wrote. Everybody.
Who all you wrote for? You an early ghostwriter. Who all did you write for?
Well, I think it was dope because they didn't look at it like we were writing for them, but they looked at it like a script, right? It's a script, and they liked the fact that we wrote it because some of them were pressed for time to have to write. If you're doing a movie or you're in a studio, you got this, and we're like, "Yo, come through." We email you the lyrics and the beat. Bam, you come on set. You just memorize it. You out of there. So it helped with a lot of people's schedules as well. So yeah, we wrote everybody's verse except for MC Light wrote hers. Slick Rick wrote half of his, and then everybody else we wrote it. Everybody else we wrote it.
MC Light wrote hers, Slick Rick wrote half of his, and who else? That's crazy.
And everybody else we wrote. Yeah. Or like
was it a rating situation?
Snoop. Well, let me say Snoop.
Y'all wrote for Snoop too?
Yeah, we wrote the Snoop verse. And this is what Snoop said, "Yo, man, who wrote this?" Like he was so amped on it, like, "Yo, who wrote this, man?" We was like, "We wrote it." He was like, "Yo, this is cold, man." He was like, "Yo, I just want to change. Can I change some things?" So he changed. We had Adidas. He changed it to Chuck Taylor's.
Yeah.
We had a Dreamcast something controller. He said, "Can I say the blue controller?" Like they just changed little things to put their little swag on it. But overall,
recently, maybe like a year ago, he admitted to doing that for about the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Y'all probably got him started.
Yeah. Snoop was ill on the basis that when he came in, just to give us props for writing that we were like ecstatic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's
No doubt.
everybody that came in. We wrote for everybody that came in, man. I mean, you can only
You know what that
imagine
shit?
we dealing with a show with a time crunch. All I'm saying, you can only imagine we're dealing with a show with a time crunch. This artist is here. We're fans of them, and at the same time, they all have their pride and integrity of writing their own stuff.
Right.
So all right, for instance, Crazy Bone, he came on, and we wrote the double time. Now, if you know me and watched me at that time in that era, you probably wouldn't even think I could write the double time. You know, like, you know, that's the thing that I pride myself on is the fact I could write. So at that time, Crazy Bone came in, he was actually kind of worried about it. When we did a table read and his verse came up and he saw us do the double time, he was like, he even told us, he was like, yo, he was concerned it was gonna be some regular, maybe New York flow or whatever. We was like, nah,
Yeah.
man, we got you. We know that flow. We knew. So we wrote his. So if you ever get a chance,
Nice.
if you ever get a chance to take the
Nice.
Big Boy and Crazy Bone sketch, we wrote that too. That whole double time flow. We wrote all of that. So
That's so what I liked about the Lyricist Lounge show, this isn't the impression that I got of y'all. It's I thought that they went and got some kids from a performing arts school and said, come on, we're gonna do a show with y'all because y'all wasn't just rapping when y'all would perform the actual sketches.
right.
Y'all had y'all charisma together. Y'all was selling the shit and everything, man. Like y'all was actually trained thespians and shit.
Yeah,
What did
we learned
prior
quick.
to the show? Prior to the show, did y'all have any background in theater?
Nah, I just think it was just natural of us being rappers and acting out your rhyme. I just kind of was on that vibe with it, like, you know, acting it out. To be honest with you, when you start thinking about it from a writing standpoint, you know, whatever we would say and write, you know, when you get into that realm of writing these things, there's a realm of whatever you write, you're writing with the intentions of now it can actually be built or brought to the stage. So you have to have that mindset too. So if I say, you know, and then John threw me the ball, I know that you're gonna throw me the ball because I'm throwing it
Okay.
whatever I write. So I got to be able to act like whatever I'm writing for the most part. So it goes hand in hand, man. Just on the basis of being an artist and whatever you write, you need to act it out. If you was doing a music video, it'd be the same thing. It's basically doing live music videos.
So, when y'all left after them 2 seasons and shit, it was like, damn, because back then we had music programming
Right.
on TV, on BET, and on MTV. There was actual, you know, musical programming, and you don't have that shit no more. When y'all wasn't around no more, it made you wonder, like, yeah, I wonder what happened to them because they was
Yeah.
good at rapping. What happened to them?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Your
mean,
name was recognizable to the point that I would see your name when your name surfaced. Like if I caught you in a source in the back of a source, or I caught you in a double XL, you might have been in some type of publication. The name Wordsworth, you wasn't
yeah.
gonna forget that and shit. But um, I wonder what happened to y'all, man. I just felt like, damn, man, they should have been able to do more of that. Like we should have been able to do more of that. That shouldn't have never been abbreviated, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Well, you know, what happened is first season, we had um, a director that really respected what we were doing. Second season, the whole process got changed. I think at that time, Tom Green ended and they gave us Tom Green staff. So, you know,
Hold on. The Tom Green show?
yeah, like once his show ended around then, they didn't get along with the executive producer neither. So he got put to the back burner and they gave us a whole new director that cared nothing about hip hop at all. You know what I'm saying? Like knew nothing about it, nothing about the sketches. So you remember how I was telling you the process of how me and Moses rhyming and there's no beat and all these things like that. Now they're like, we don't got time for that. Y'all gonna rhyme live over the beat, which clashes because you can't mix that. You get what I'm saying? If it's a certain way.
Right.
So the process just got basically watered down, and we didn't have people that respected the integrity of the original show. So
Right.
that's pretty much what happened the second season. It just got the integrity got lost.
And of course that fucked with y'all enthusiasm, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we still were enthusiastic to do it. So if you the second season got some fire sketches in it too, but at the same time, it's like um, when you're trying to do something and people are rushing it because they don't understand it, right? So like you doing your show, I could be like, yo, man, yo, let's do it in like 10 minutes. You're gonna be like, hold on, homie. You know what I'm saying? I gotta set this, you know, I don't know that.
Yeah.
But I'm just coming on board like, yo, everybody else do it. I see when you do the show. I watch you do the show all the time. So
Right,
you're
right.
gonna be like, yo, your man don't even understand what it takes for me to do the show. I got handle this, sound, I got to get the light. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? When you get a whole new
Yeah.
staff of people that come in that don't respect the craft, then it's gonna be friction and tension there. And that's pretty much what happened in second season, getting that whole new staff because the executive from prior had a dispute with the other executive. But I mean, I feel blessed on the basis of 2 seasons. There's a lot of people that don't make it out of 1 season. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Yeah,
lot of
y'all got
what's up,
to,
Casper? What's up? What's up? There's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that don't make it out of that 1 season.
did y'all remain associates or friends? Did y'all continue to work out the show, Masterful, Baby Problem? Did
Yeah.
y'all continue to
Actually, my boy Casper that's on here, ironically, wound up writing, me and him wound up writing a pilot for Rosie Perez for HBO. One time. Yeah, so ironically he's on here. Yeah, we so wound up learning to do other things. Like, all right, am I just a rapper or now am I a writer? Because being a part of that whole journey for me and just me in general, I absorb where I'm at. So if I hung around
Mhm.
you, I'm not just hanging around you to watch you do the show. I'm watching how you do the show. I've never been a just be there to be there dude. That's just not in my mindset. My mindset is I'm here at a TV show. Okay, how the director do his thing? Okay, wardrobe does this. Okay, all right. Why you can't do that? Okay, why I gotta be quiet here? Okay, all right, okay, the crowd is coming in. I'm observing on the basis of absorbing, on the basis of thinking, I one day want to be there. I'm never
Right.
thinking like this is who I am and that's it. So it's all about evolution with me. So after the show, everybody just we went on a tour. Um, and then I think everybody was really trying to figure out how to use that popularity. So this is my equation for it all, to put it 1 million, right? This is me, how I view you, how I view everybody.
Right.
I view everybody like this. We're all Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. We all that, right? We just don't always have the team when you come in the league. And that's how I feel, like it's all good though. Like you can still be one of the greatest though. You can always be one of the greatest. And sometimes it takes time to build that team up and still win the chip. So my mindset is may not win the chip as a player, but I can always win the chip as a coach because I have that. So that's kind of where you see all these things that when I in my bio, what I did, what I've done and do is because I still know I can win the chip. So
Right.
at that time, I still feel like I've always had the skills of being one of the greats, but I don't think I had the team. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you can have your friends, and we all mean well. We all gonna go hard for each other. You know what I'm saying? But as far as having the knowledge, I think I was so young, and people around me that I was with was so young. We're trying to grasp how to become the greats. That the
Right.
knowledge wasn't there. But as time went on, then it accumulated. Like now I'm in a better position than where I was then because of my knowledge and the people I have from an infrastructure standpoint. And in which,
I see. It's obvious. It's obvious you on all these mainstream television shows. Let's talk about that for a minute. How did you hook up with 50 Cent and get your music on Power?
well, I have a publishing administrator, and so gets TV shows pitched to her all the time about what they're looking for music wise. And then what she does is pretty much submit songs. And then if that song hits, then it hits. So that particular song is called Reloaded. And it's actually part of a group that I'm in called The Idea. So it's me, Range the Messenger, Jacqueline Constance. Range the Messenger, he's out there in Philly. Jacqueline Constance out there in Philly. Robot Scott, he's from Philly too. He's actually worked on some Kanye stuff recently, like some of the recent Kanye. And my boy Pearl Gates from Washington Heights. So we formed a group called The Idea. And we actually solely was making an album together because we felt like it was an ill team. But we did a concentration on.
Well,
We did a concentration on songs based on writing for TV.
okay.
Like my mindset is that. So what occurred is I was already in that situation of I got a publisher administrative deal. So I said, yo, why don't we do some songs based on TV and I could usher it in through my connection. So, but doing it, I didn't take no more money in. I said, but everything's even. Everybody split the same. So no matter what happened, we all even, all down the line. We share the master.
Right.
We share the master.
Right.
We if this certain amount of money come in, we all get evenly. And, I didn't do no, I get more because this is my connect. There's none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't run like that with anything. On any of my projects, everything is even. So we did a song called Reloaded. It actually was an NCIS, the same song. It actually got hit about maybe 3 or 4 times already within like a year. You know what I'm saying?
So when you create a song and it ends up on 3 different, television shows,
Yeah.
are you essentially licensing the music to these companies?
Yeah. You basically just license it for them to use it for those episodes, and then it stays. The cool thing about TV, it just runs forever, right? Shows repeat everywhere.
When your shit showed up on a TV show Power, what kind of scene was going on? Was somebody getting stomped out? Was it a shootout? Was it?
This is a whole nother mindset of writing songs for TV too. Is the title is called Reloaded. So
okay.
see, so it's a thought process that comes with doing these songs as well. So
right.
The NCIS joint, I believe. Oh, it's Criminal Minds. It was on too. The NCIS scene, I believe, she's retraining herself in the boxing ring. So Reloaded. The scene in Power, Tommy is about to possibly kill Ghost coming out of Truth. He's loaded up. So there's a mindset that goes into making songs that when you're trying to aim at TV and stuff like that. So that's how all that occurred.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I like how you found ways to monetize your talent after the Lyricist Lounge show, from the general, perception, because we don't visibly see you on television.
Yeah.
People might have thought that you went away from the business. How did you find the time to get all this education in between all of this?
Oh man, I think before the show, I already had graduated college. So I already had a BA in language arts.
You a hurricane?
I'm a hurricane now. Yeah. But
okay.
I had graduated from SUNY Westbury in Long Island first when I got my language arts. And then so as time went on and I'm doing all this stuff, I started teaching about 6 years ago. And how I became a teacher was my daughter was failing her grades. Right. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. You just had all the A's. Joints took a huge dive. So I said, let me go to the school, see what's really going on. So I go see the substitute teacher. This dude is a veterinarian, he said. And he said he don't really know what's going on here. He just here just to be, take up time. He don't know what's going on. Telling the parent that. Yo, so I'm livid. Because I'm like, you're not supposed, telling me all that. I go downstairs and I wait about an hour for the principal. So I'm telling her my gripes. She's explaining to me there's not enough subs and so on. So I said, all right, well, I'm going to go fill up the sub situation so I can come teach my daughter class. You know what I'm saying? So let me go do that. So I get down there and I'm dropping the papers off, and I turn away walking, and this lady comes from behind the counter. And I gotta say it was a white lady because it's significant. She says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm a sub." She said, "Nah, you don't need to be a sub because there's a lot of young minorities that need you to be in that classroom around here. A lot of young black males that need you out here in this classroom. There's barely any in the classroom." And
Right.
within that 3 seconds, I was like, 3 seconds, I was like, "Let's do it." And then that was it. Because to be real with you, Gully, that's the realest question I ever been asked in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right then and there, the fate of my race is being told to me by this lady that it's not her culture at all being destroyed or dealing with that, right? I felt like if I would have left that hanging and I got robbed or that kid fell into this and that, that's me. I gotta own that. I gotta own some of that right there. So when I got asked that question, um, it was the realest question I ever been asked to do, man. It was like the biggest call to action to me. Like, yo, let me go do my part. Like I felt like, yo, I did enough rapping and I did a lot of me. I did me heavy. So
Right.
so lo and behold, became a teacher, and then actually was the best thing I ever did, man. It allowed me to be a better everything. You know what I'm saying? So I teach TV, I teach film, and I teach music. So my whole life basically led to me making that decision to pass on everything that I learned my entire life to all the youth, man. So it was like it just feels destined in some regard. And I created the music curriculum and everything in there. So
Or
yeah, it's kind of just like um I did enough. I did enough for me, man. I did enough for me. Like I'm all right.
tell me about the book.
Yeah, so I got this book out. It's What Words Are Worth Volume 1, New Beginning. Um, it came out last year, and it actually made Amazon top 10 new releases in poetry. So I was amped on that. Glad people supported it. It became like its own little movement on my Instagram. Everybody that bought the book would take a picture and like post it different ways. I was like, this became its own
Right.
thing. Um, and it's based on my New Beginning album. And people say, why that album? And that's one of my favorite albums. But to be real with you, it was strategic. I wanted to write a book. I started off at first like, well, I already wrote millions of books, right? If I keep it 100, every album I wrote is a book. It's a poetry book. So all I gotta do is print
Yeah.
it. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what I'm gonna do is print this up. Then I was like, that's not enough pages. Let me write a paragraph about each verse. Then I was like,
Right.
still not enough, insight. So in that book, what I did is like, all right, I break down every 4 bars. What I mean, why I wrote it, what I've been through. This is why it's significant. So the whole book, I broke that down. So here's the strategy behind it. It's something new. Never did it. Always wanted to do it. Pandemic hit. I said I'm gonna come out the pandemic better than I did when I was in there. So I can't come out this
Oh.
pandemic without something accomplished. It's just not even in
Mm-hmm.
my brain like that. My mind don't work like
Right.
that. So I said I'm gonna do a book. So I do the book, and here's the strategy. The reason why I did that book, it was my shortest album. So I said, let me get this one done. It's gonna be able to get done quicker. I could do the first one, then I got the process that it don't matter which album I pick next.
Right.
Because now, if I'd have picked a longer one, it would took longer to do, would have been, whatever apprehension I may have. I picked the shortest one, got the process down, and now I'm ready to do as many as I want. So I got other books coming too.
No doubt. Well, where is the book available at currently for my listeners?
Yeah, Amazon. You go on Amazon. What Words Are Worth Volume 1. You'll see the cover. Check out the album too. Check out the album. You can listen to the album. It's everywhere on Tidal and everywhere you listen to music. Check our album out. And I actually have the audio version, but it's not out yet. But I actually recorded the audio version of it too. So hopefully soon that'll be out. And it's almost like you always hear these people break down somebody's rhymes, right? Or here's a me breaking down this person's album. But that's not what that person probably meant. With this,
Yeah.
with this, it's me. It's me breaking down my, you know what I meant. It ain't no debate. You know, to this day, we're still wondering what Shakespeare meant because we can't
Tell
ask.
me how, what did your professors think of you writing your term papers in rhyme?
Yeah, that was that man. To this day, that was something special. I wouldn't be here because so I started writing all my college papers in rhyme, and once one professor was like, "Yo," I said, "Go," and gave me an A. It gave me the boost. So every other class, I wrote all my papers in rhymes. It didn't matter. It was female, Africans, you know, whatever it was. African studies wrote my papers in rhyme.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, what's the other thing? I forgot the female something female something. U.S. politics. I got all the papers too. I have all the papers still.
You're a loaded weapon, man.
I
You're a
wrote all
loaded
the time,
weapon.
man. But so lo and behold, after writing those papers in rhyme, man, in 2016, they brought me back. I'm one of the top 50 graduates ever at that college, man.
Is that right?
Yeah, man, one of the top 50. So, you know, I got to shout out Professor Terrell and Dr. Hicks, man. Because when I was doing it, Gully, they was like telling the professor about it. She was the head of the English department, Dr. Hicks. She was like, yo, this kid is doing something special. Let him do what he do. Like, she fought for me. If she would have turned that fire off, it would have been a wrap. But she was so into the Harlem Renaissance and knowing all these different things about all the
Literature.
poets. Yeah, she knew
Yeah.
that hip hop was that new level. So she was the one that told all the other professors, let them rock. Let them rock. Yo.
It's funny we talking about college writing. This is a term paper
Right.
from what that 2000.
Right.
This is a paper that I wrote called Like Mother, Like Son. This is one of my first term papers, actually. And I had tried to I tried to fabricate a paper
Yeah.
on a truthful topic. It was a simple topic: tell your story of your journey to college.
Right.
And I went to college from the penitentiary. So I was embarrassed. I didn't want to get up in front of the class and tell everybody that I went to the penitentiary and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote some old bullshit, and it was just a mess. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna just tell the truth.
Right.
And I told the truth. I just told the truth, and it came out so fluid. It was just like, and that was my first time that somebody told me that I was good at writing. Writing was my first trade before I became Gully TV.
Right.
I was at Triple Crown Publications. I was a ghostwriter for Vicky Stringer. All of my even my DVDs and my documentaries today,
yeah,
they start off as me writing down some notes, man, like not even in chronological order, just some key points.
Right.
And then I'll just fill it in after I put down my key points. I'll just fill in illustrations and facts.
Right.
That's been my method.
Right. And that's what you need, a strategy, man. Yes, you gotta have some type of strategy, man. Whatever you're comfortable with. That's when I'm teaching in school, you know, one of the illest things about teaching is the fact that I'm talking to every year I get a group of, let's say, 180 kids roughly, basically. And
right,
everything is here. So I have to figure out a way to bring 180 kids to take whatever they're thinking here and bring it to the world so it's tangible. You know what I'm saying? So that process of showing them, hey, write, storyboard, maybe do this, it's a jewel for them to have, man, and it helps them with organization, because like the gift and curse of being people, scatterbrain. You know, you got so many ideas.
Did you say storyboard?
Storyboarding, yeah, you can do storyboarding, yeah.
That's one of the projects that you implemented for your students, the storyboard?
Yeah, we do storyboarding, you know, we do shot list storyboarding. I actually will film the scene right there in the classroom and show them how it's all done. And the way the classroom is hooked up is my school won a grant, and they entrusted in me to design the room. So my room is unlike any room probably I would say, in the country, to be real with you. I'll send you a picture of it. It's like unlike any other room, to be real. It's it made it on the news. It made it on the news, the local news down here. It's something to see, man. And the thing is, like, I don't even show my room to everybody because it's just like one of those things that, like, if you want to know how the room is, you want to see it, maybe you come see it or you talk to me about it, because I don't want you to just try to copy the room and then the room, you don't even know what to do with it, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? You copy the room and now you in there, like, we got all this stuff. We need somebody, because that happens a lot too. People invest in all
That's
these.
something that's not mentioned on social media. The blatant jacking, the blatant shark biting, the blatant thefts of idea and flavor. It happens every time, and I see it so much.
But don't know what
So
to do
yeah, I
with it.
totally understand you.
Yeah, but don't know what to do.
Conceal the dribble.
Yeah, because you don't.
Right.
That would be even worse, right? If you're teaching kids already something, then you see something that somebody else is doing, and then you take it, and now you're trying to teach some kids, and you don't know what you even teaching. That's setting them back even worse. So I love sharing the ideas if you're doing something and building on it, but like overall in general, that's what's special about, you know, overall what the kids get to come learn. You know, they got studio time, they get to make beats, they get to write plays, they get to make musicals, they get to do all these things. But I think the thing that I enjoy is when I get kids coming in not understanding how to bring what's up here out. I mean, that's very real, man. It's a difficult thing, you know, because starting and finishing something is just a difficult thing for a kid that can't see it. You know, if they can't see it, you know, it's in your mind. But how do I bring this out, you know? So
Expression. I salute you for developing expression in the youth.
thanks, man.
That's what you're doing.
It's the best
Essentially,
thing.
you helping them develop expression. Yeah.
Best thing ever happened to me, man, on a real, because it also gave me structure. So you know, being an artist, dudes is waking up 12 in the afternoon, 1 p.m., doing it, you know, running around all night studio and this and that. It provided me structure in which I'm still able to do everything. So that I think that's kind of a myth in a way. Like sometimes, not even just teaching, dudes that do music or do art, whatever, don't feel like they can get a job and still do things and still flourish, you know, but you can. So like me doing that, it provided me a nice structure that when I'm home, I do studio. I got weekends, I do studio. You know, I can still go tour, I can still do everything. So it's been a
Have
blessing.
you had to battle? Have you had to battle one of your students yet? Anybody try your chin yet?
Oh man, we just had a cipher the other day, man. But we ain't nobody, like, we don't be battling. It's just like just having fun going around in the room and, you know, having fun with them. And it's been dope, man. We've done some music videos, man. The year before the pandemic, we won in the county the best music video awards. We won 2 awards for best music video. We were nominated for 9 awards. We won the top 5. We won best documentary, best news, 2 music video awards, and best PSA. So that's my program. You know, just trying to keep it going like that and just help the kids.
Have you ever? You know how on Fridays sometimes when we was growing up, we would come to the classroom and the movie projector might be there or the VCR might be there.
Right.
Have you ever had the pleasure of showing the kids what it is that you do best? You ever showed them one of your skits from the Lyricist Lounge show?
This question, I'm glad you asked this question, because when you hear this answer, you're going to be like, word. You're going to be like, oh, man, I forgot. Yo, there's no teacher, nobody that can go into a classroom and you won't be Googled. Yo, so if you came up in there, Gully, I'm telling you, come up in there. Who's coming here? Who's coming here, Mr. Johnson? Okay. Before you come in there, they know who you are.
So what they say, nigga, you used to be a rapper.
They say, yeah. They be like, yo, Mr. Johnson, you do this. But, you know, I fall back on all of that until like weeks later, maybe sometimes towards the end, or maybe I don't even mention it really, because sometimes it can become a distraction if it's too early. You know, it's more like, yo, let's do this. Let's do this. If y'all do this, maybe I'll do that for y'all freestyle, or y'all do
Right.
this, that. But I do like to show them some of that stuff, but I don't show that till down the line. Like, I don't want to just be, because it's not about that for real. It's like, for me, it's like, forget if I'm the rapper, you know what I'm saying? I want you to respect the fact that I'm the adult teacher, because that gets lost.
Right.
That gets lost a lot in the communication when kids come to school. So the rap part, they know about it. Yo, I'm telling you, if you came up in it, anytime you enter a building or you go visit kids or go talk to them, they already know.
Right.
You're gonna be in there thinking it's all new. Hey,
I
I'm
ain't
Mr.
gonna lie, Mr. Johnson. I ain't gonna even lie, man. I know you want us to wait to the end of the school year, man, but we want to hear something, man.
Yeah, they come with it, man. They
I would
come
have
with
been
it.
a man one like, man, we want to hear something, man. Fuck
But
that.
but you know what though? They just, to be honest, they know the name, they know the stage name, so they go hear it on themselves. They hear it by themselves, and they come in and be like, "Yo, I just was listening to this song, or I heard that," and I'll be like, "Oh, that's cool, that's cool." But I always try to, you know, I try to make sure I maintain that example of like, "Yo, you can be a teacher and a rapper and still be cool," you know. So, you know, it's really trying to like, I think that's one of the things I love about being is just being able to say like, oh, I've been through that, or I seen that. So just trying to be that example of like showing them it's two worlds, you know. So when I'm in the room, I'm talking regular, you know. I talk like, you know, my tea stuff. But then when they wilding, I'll be like, yeah, y'all wilding now, you know. And then they be like, oh, I ain't know Mr. Johnson could talk like that, you know. I'll be like, y'all wilding right now. See, you know, boom, boom, and I let them know like, I'm not going up in a job interview saying that, you know. And so we get into those discussions too. I call it a pause for the cause. You know what I'm saying?
I want to make one thing clear, Mr. Johnson. I heard some of your recent material, and if you didn't still have a nice dribble, you wouldn't even be on here. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Shout out to your new shit. I've been listening. I listened to records you did with PA. You still,
Oh man.
yeah, you nice.
Yo, PA Dre, man, me and him got this, man. There's that song, you know, that Park joint. I don't know if you heard that joint, but I don't even say the title, but I want people to get where I'm going with it. But like, we got some crazies, man. And so I hit Dre the other day, just like, cause I'm finishing up my new album that's being done with my boy Kels with the Heat, which is crazy. So I'm finishing that now. I actually recently kind of finishing that, and I hit Dre. I said I had to let him know, cause I'm going back and forth doing albums. So I said, yo, I'm almost finished. I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, just say the word. You know what I mean? So me and him, that project is crazy too, man. So yeah, man, check out the Champion Sounds album. If you ain't hear the Champion Sounds album with me, Pearl Gates, produced by Quincy Tones, that's the latest album that I got out. That album,
Okay.
it got, yo, check out Champion Sounds album. Check out the check that out. Check that out. I would tell anybody check that out right there. And the dope thing doing that with my man Pearl Gates, he's like the generation right below. So he's merging what's going on now with me, and we merging everything. And he also is such a student of the game. He knows all the G rap stuff and all that, even though he knows all the Drake stuff. So that's why we're able to do music together, because he has all the generations. So that's one thing that is missing from a lot of other artists today, is that whatever their generation is, that's it. They're not doing no history.
Oh yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
I
saying?
take pride in I work with a lot of younger artists, you know, independent guys and shit. I always tell them about 500,000. That's one of my contributions.
Yeah, yeah,
I tell them about 500,000, man. They love them too, man. And I'll be like, man, can you believe that this song was recorded in 1999? They'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
yeah. Look, 500,000. I remember when he was rhyming on, it might have been Bob Beetle, but it was on the underground station. He rhymed for mad long. And that's when I'm living in my mom's crib. Mad, I'm up there like just staying up 2 in the morning. You know how those stations was, man. You got to stay up
Yeah.
2, 3 in the morning. And I was like bananas, man. And you know, so yeah, man, that's one of my favorites too, man. He's one of my favorites, man. But like, it's dope, like you're saying that. So I remember had a student last year walk in the classroom like, Mr. Johnson, you ever heard of Big L? I was like, yo, asking me if I heard of Big L. But I love the fact that Big L was one of his favorites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's some out there. There's some out there that check for it.
No doubt. Wordsworth, man, you've been an incredible reciprocal.
Thank you,
You've been
man.
an incredible guest, man. I
Thanks for
appreciate your
having me.
time. Give me a drop for Gully TV, man. Hopefully you appreciate my time as well, man. We can do
Nah,
this again
yo,
soon.
man, I really do appreciate it. Because I've always watched the videos and stuff on YouTube, and just I didn't even know it would be a situation to connect. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what you knew about my side and vice versa. So
Oh, I'm not.
it
Let
was
me
dope.
explain. I'm a journalist. I showed you a term paper.
Right.
I really do this shit.
Yeah, so
I
it was
really
dope.
do. I really do
I
this shit.
appreciate you reaching out and
Yeah.
you know, on the gram and stuff, like, because I was on the same thing, like a fan of your work too. So it was like, oh, all right, yeah, let's do it.
They need to know about. We need to preserve the history of the Lyricist Lounge, man. Major component in this hip hop shit.
Yeah,
Straight
yeah.
up.
And also I think just overall I love doing it, but also teaching people how to transition too. Like, so if anybody was to ask me, I'm a writer, not a rapper. You know, so you want to be a writer.
Same here.
You know what I mean? You want to be a writer first. I'd rather be a writer than a rapper, because the writer is what keeps me here and what's been keeping me here all these years. So, you know, for those out there, you know, add to your tool shed. Don't shun any style. You know what I'm saying? If somebody asked me to do a country record today, I'll be able to do it, you know, whatever. So add to your tool shed and be versatile with it. And you know, when it comes to these TV records and stuff like that, just make records. I got a separate stash for that. And then the album is what I like, you know what I'm saying? So excuse me, be business. Think like that, you know, like, yo, this record right here ain't gotta necessarily be for me. I'm gonna probably do a money record, but this is boom. This might make it there. Another thing is check out a movie right now that's out on I think it's on Stars right now. It's called St. Judy. As soon as the end,
Okay.
it's me rapping at the end of that. So St. Judy. Shout out to my man Sticks Bones.
In the early 90s, I mean, like in maybe the late 90s, mid to late 90s, they was having these battles, like Blaze battles and
Yeah.
all of that shit. Did any of y'all get into into any of those battle competitions?
Nah, we never
Anybody
got.
from the Lyricist Lounge show?
Nah, nobody got into the Blaze battles. Nope. I just remember going to them at Tramps and stuff like that and things like that. But nah, we never got into those right there.
You think y'all could have participated in something like that? Because some of the sketches that y'all was
Yeah,
writing was essentially battles, like going back and
yeah,
forth.
yeah, definitely back then. I had a few battles back then. Like I did bragging rights at New Eurekan, little street stuff, you know, just going back and forth. But like overall back then, yeah, you know, I'm a huge battle rap fan. Like I got the app, I got the URL app and everything. So, you know, people ask me now, I'm like, nah, it's a different way of battle rap. Like my mindset is not egotistical. So you could ask me about something, I'm gonna keep it 1,000,000 with you if I could do it or not, you know. So you'd be like, yo, you could probably roast some dudes today. I'd be like, nah, I ain't doing that. That's not my arena right now. I'll keep it 1,000,000 with you. But if it's a beat playing, oh, then we got a different ball game. Now it's a beat playing, this and that. But like as far as just straight acapella, you know, the way it is now, that's not my handle. Plus, I would be
Leave that to the pros.
yeah. Plus, I would be honest. My voice projection isn't that. You see what I'm saying? Like I know where I fit in and how to play my game. You know what I'm saying? And then there's gonna be people that may battle rap or something, and then on the track though, you can see, oh, okay, there's a little difference here. You know what I'm saying? So I know where to play my handle with it, but I love the battle rap situation, the aesthetic of how it's run now, man, where it's at. Because what I love about it is the wordplay. See, I'm all for wordplay no matter what it is. It could be whatever. So
Right.
it's dope wordplay. So if it's dope wordplay, I'm with it all day.
No doubt. Wordsworth again. I appreciate your time, man. You can
Yeah,
go
man.
ahead and drop out.
Yeah. What up, y'all? This is Wordsworth, and right now you watching Gully TV. It's the only place to watch what's real, what's authentic, what's original. If you're not watching here, you shouldn't watch nowhere.
Peace. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Be safe, man.